Hello and welcome to our incredible channel. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating world of Lamborghini, one of the most iconic sports car manufacturers in the world. In this video, we'll be sharing some of the top facts about the company, from its founding by Ferruccio Lamborghini to its rise to fame with some of the most powerful and beautiful cars on the market. Get ready to be amazed by the incredible history and innovations of Lamborghini. Ferruccio Lamborghini was an Italian entrepreneur born in 1916 in the Rendina Valley of Lombardy. After completing his education at a technical school, Lamborghini began working as a mechanic for an Italian aircraft company. During World War II, he was drafted into the army and served as an electrical technician on fighter planes. After the war, Lamborghini returned to Italy and opened his first workshop for producing tractors. He quickly developed his business, and by the late 1950s, his company had become one of the largest tractor manufacturers in Italy. In 1963, Lamborghini decided to start producing sports cars after he was unsatisfied with the service for his Ferrari. His first model, the Lamborghini 350 GT, was introduced in 1964 and received widespread acclaim. Lamborghini was known for his unique approach to car manufacturing and meticulous quality control. He was also a passionate collector of sports cars and fighting bulls, which was reflected in the names and logos of his company. In 1972, Lamborghini sold his company, and in the following years, he pursued various business projects, including the production of heaters for buildings and air conditioners. He passed away in 1993 at the age of 76. Today, Lamborghini is one of the most recognizable sports car manufacturers in the world, and Ferruccio Lamborghini remains one of the most famous Italian entrepreneurs in history. Born to grape farmers in Renazzo, from the commune of Cento in the Emilia-Romagna region, his mechanical know-how led him to enter the business of tractor manufacturing in 1948, when he founded Lamborghini Trattori, which quickly became an important manufacturer of agricultural equipment in the midst of Italy's post-World War II economic boom. In 1959, he opened an oil burner factory, Lamborghini Bruciatori, which later entered the business of producing air conditioning equipment. Lamborghini founded a fourth company, Lamborghini Oleodynamica, in 1969 after creating Automobili Lamborghini in 1963. Lamborghini sold off many of his interests by the late 1970s and retired to an estate in Umbria, where he pursued winemaking. After World War II, Lamborghini opened a garage in Pieve di Cento. Lamborghini modified an old Fiat Topolino he had purchased, the first of many that he would own over the years. In his spare time he made tractors, which would be the first Lamborghinis he would make. He made use of his mechanical abilities to transform the homely city car into a roaring 750 cubic centimeters open-top two-seater and entered the car in the 1948 Mille Miglia. His participation ended after 1,100 kilometers, 680 miles, when he ran the car into the side of a restaurant in the town of Fiano, in Turin. In 1947, Ferruccio Lamborghini recognized an emerging market in post-war Italy devoted to agricultural and industrial revitalization. Using parts from military vehicle engines and differentials from aero centers, Lamborghini built the first of his Carioca tractors, themselves based on the six-cylinder petrol engines of Morris trucks. As petrol in Italy was prohibitively priced, Lamborghini augmented the Morris engines with a fuel atomizer of his own creation, which allowed the tractors to be started with petrol, then switched to the cheaper diesel fuel. Based on the initial success of the Carioca, Lamborghini founded Lamborghini Trattori and began manufacturing tractors. A Riva Acquarama Lamborghini was registered and delivered on June 7, 1968, to Lamborghini. The boat was the first and only one fitted with two Lamborghini engines, and it had special side railing for holding on to during water skiing and record attempts. The engine compartment was modified to fit the engines, and a special open exhaust was built to meet Lamborghini's demands. He owned the boat for over 20 years until July 1988, when he then sold it to Angelo Merli, a close friend. Now let's talk about something you may not know. Ferruccio Lamborghini was against racing. Many luxury car manufacturers have their own racing teams, such as Ferrari and Maserati, who actively participate in competitions. However, motorsport was always something Ferruccio Lamborghini opposed. The famous Italian engineer considered it a waste of time and resources, refusing to create a racing team. His beliefs became a strict rule for the company for a long time, but in recent years, Lamborghini has thankfully reconsidered these principles. Lamborghini is now owned by the Volkswagen Group. Lamborghini has gone through many ups and downs. For example, when the company almost went bankrupt, it was rescued by American Chrysler in 1987. Then Lamborghini was acquired by an Indonesian investment group in 1994, which led to great uncertainty in the company, and since 1998, Lamborghini has been controlled by the Volkswagen Group under the Audi division. This alliance has been beneficial to all parties involved for a long time, but recently there has been news that VAG may sell Lamborghini for $7.5 billion. All Lamborghinis are equipped with Pirelli tires. The highest quality standards are of paramount importance for Lamborghini, which is why the company uses only the best materials and components in production. This high standard perfectly complements the established image of a luxury car. That's why every new Lamborghini comes with Pirelli tires. Paying homage to the prestigious tire manufacturer, Lamborghini even released a special Aventador version dedicated to Pirelli. There is a Lamborghini Winter Academy. If you're a fan of Lamborghini or just love extreme driving, you'll love the Lamborghini Winter Academy. Did you know about this project? It has been around for quite some time, offering participants the opportunity to drive on snowy roads in the Italian Alps under the guidance of professional instructors. It can be a truly unique experience, so when planning your winter vacation, don't forget about the Academy. The Lamborghini brand owes its existence to Enzo Ferrari. Today, Lamborghini is a competitor of Ferrari, but surprisingly, it was Enzo Ferrari who played a crucial role in the company's inception. At the dawn of its existence, Lamborghini was a successful business in the production of agricultural machinery, while Enzo Ferrari was creating his own sports cars. Enzo himself was a big fan of sports cars and owned a Ferrari 250 GT. However, the clutch of the car constantly broke down, and he personally went to the owner of the company with his problem, but Enzo advised him to stick to tractors and stay out of the racing car industry. Legend has it that the founder of Lamborghini took this as a personal challenge and decided to create his own sports car. The risk was high, but the investment paid off. Cars were named after bulls. Each automaker approaches the question of choosing the perfect name for a new model in its own way. Sometimes the name is unique, but it happens that all the names are related to a common theme. In the case of Lamborghini, this theme became bulls. The fact is that Ferruccio Lamborghini was a big fan of Spanish bullfighting. He was fascinated by the drama and dynamism of this spectacle. Bulls appeared in all their power in the corrida, and Ferruccio saw a connection between these animals and his cars. He decided to use the names of famous Spanish fighting bulls for cars, and the first model to be named after a bull was the Lamborghini Miura. Lamborghini design is inspired by fighter jets. Designers draw inspiration from everywhere, and sometimes the sources of inspiration are the most unexpected objects. Thus, the design of some Lamborghini cars is inspired by fighter jets. The body style has become iconic for Lamborghini, and initially, designer Filippo Perini was responsible for this type, who admitted that he was inspired by fighter jets, especially American F-22 and B-2 aircraft. In his thoughts, he saw them when working on the Lamborghini Aventador. Involvement with automobiles. Lamborghini's increasing wealth allowed him to purchase faster, more expensive cars than the tiny Fiats he had tinkered with during his youth. He owned cars such as Alfa Romeos and Lancias during the early 1950s, and at one point he had enough cars to use a different one every day of the week, adding a Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, a Jaguar E-Type Coupe, and two Maserati 3500 GTs. Of the latter, Lamborghini said, Adolfo Orsi, then the owner of Maserati, was a man I had a lot of respect for. He had started life as a poor boy, like myself. But I did not like his cars much. They felt heavy and did not really go very fast. In 1958, Lamborghini traveled to Maranello to buy a Ferrari 250 GT, a two-seat coupe with a body designed by coach builder Pininfarina. He went on to own several more over the years, including a Scaglietti-designed 250 GT SWB Berlinetta and a 250 GT2 Plus 2 four-seater. Lamborghini thought Ferrari's cars were good, but too noisy and rough to be proper road cars. He categorized them as repurposed track cars with poorly built interiors. Lamborghini found that Ferrari's cars were equipped with inferior clutches and required continuous trips to Maranello for rebuilds. Technicians would secret the car away for several hours to perform the work, much to Lamborghini's annoyance. He had previously expressed dissatisfaction with Ferrari's after-sales service, which he perceived to be substandard. Lamborghini brought his misgivings to Enzo Ferrari's attention, but was dismissed by the notoriously pride-filled modeman. After successfully modifying one of his personally owned Ferrari 250 GTs to outperform stock models, Lamborghini gained the impetus to pursue an automobile manufacturing venture of his own, aiming to create the perfect touring car that he felt no one could build for him. Lamborghini believed that a Grand Tourer should have attributes that were lacking in Ferrari's offerings, namely high performance without compromising tractability, ride quality, and interior appointments. A clever businessman, Lamborghini also knew that he could make triple the profit if the components used in his tractors were installed in a high-performance exotic car instead. Departure from Mac China. Lamborghini. During the 1970s, Ferruccio Lamborghini's companies began to run into financial difficulties. In 1971, Lamborghini Trattori, which exported around half of its production of tractors, ran into trouble when its South African importer cancelled all its orders. In Bolivia, the new military government, which had recently staged a successful coup d'état, cancelled a large order of tractors that was being prepared for shipment in Genoa. Trattori's unionized employees could not be laid off, putting immense strain on the company. In 1972, Lamborghini sold his entire holding in the company to rival tractor builder Sane. Soon, the entire Lamborghini group found itself in financial trouble. Development at the automaker slowed as costs were cut. Ferruccio Lamborghini began courting buyers for Automobili and Trattori, entering negotiations with Georges-Henri Rossetti, a wealthy Swiss businessman and friend. Ferruccio sold Rossetti 51% of the company for $600,000, thereby relinquishing control of the automaker he had founded. He continued to work at the Sant'Agata factory. Rossetti rarely involved himself in Automobili's affairs. The situation did not improve. The 1973 oil crisis plagued sales of high-performance cars of manufacturers from around the world. Consumers flocked to smaller, more practical modes of transportation with better fuel economy. By 1974, Ferruccio had become disenchanted with his car business. He severed all connections with the cars that bore his name, selling his remaining 49% stake in the automaker. The shares were acquired by René Leimer, a friend of Georges-Henri Rossetti. After departing the automobile manufacturing business, Lamborghini continued his business activities in other areas, including his heating and air conditioning company, Lamborghini Calor. In 1969, he founded Lamborghini Oleodynamica S.p.A., a manufacturer of hydraulic valves and equipment. Later life. In 1974, Lamborghini exited the industrial world and retired to a 3 square kilometers (740 acres) estate named La Fiorita on the shores of Lake Trasimeno, in Castiglione del Lago, a town in the Umbria region of central Italy. Returning to his farming roots, Lamborghini delighted in hunting and producing his own wines. Lamborghini even designed his own golf course, all while continuing to manage several business interests. Lamborghini fathered a child, Patricia, at age 58. At 76 years of age, on February 20, 1993, Lamborghini died at Silvestrini Hospital in Perugia after suffering a heart attack 15 days earlier. Lamborghini is buried at the cemetery of Renazzo. Lamborghini's fascination with bullfighting. The world of bullfighting is a key part of Lamborghini's identity. In 1962, Ferruccio Lamborghini visited the Seville ranch of Don Eduardo Miura, a renowned breeder of Spanish fighting bulls. Lamborghini, a tourist himself, was so impressed by the majestic Miura animals that he decided to adopt a raging bull as the emblem for the auto company he would soon found. After producing 2 cars with alphanumeric designations, Lamborghini once again turned to the bull breeder for inspiration. Don Eduardo was filled with pride when he learned that Ferruccio had named a car for his family and their line of bulls. The 4th Miura to be produced was unveiled to him at his ranch in Seville. The car manufacturer would continue to draw upon the bullfighting connection in future years. The Islero was named for the Miura bull that killed the famed bullfighter Manolete in 1947. Espada is the Spanish word for sword, sometimes used to refer to the bullfighter himself. The Jarama's name carried a special double meaning, intended to refer only to the historic bullfighting region in Spain. Ferruccio was concerned about confusion with the also historic Jarama motor racing track. After naming the Araco after a bull breed, in 1974, Lamborghini broke from tradition, naming the Countach not for a bull, but for Contact, a Piedmontese exclamation of astonishment. Legend has it that stylist Nuccio Bertone uttered the word in surprise when he first laid eyes on the Countach prototype, Project 112. The LM002 sport utility vehicle and the Silhouette were other exceptions to the tradition. The Jalpa of 1982 was named after a bull breed, Diablo, after the Duke of Veragua's ferocious bull famous for fighting an epic battle against El Chicoro in Madrid in 1869. Even after Ferruccio's death, the tradition was maintained. Murcielago, the legendary bull who survived 28 sword strokes and whose life was spared by El Lagartijo for his performance in 1879, Gallardo, named after one of the 5 ancestral castes of the Spanish fighting bull breed, and Reventon, the bull that defeated young Mexican torero Felix Guzman in 1943. The estoque concept of 2008 was named after the estoque, the sword traditionally used by matadors during bullfights, while the replacement for the Murcielago, the Aventador, was named after a bull that was bred by the sons of Don Celestino Cuatrivides. This bull was killed in a particularly gruesome fight, where after the bull was killed, its left ear was cut off and given to the matador as a token of good luck. Legacy. All of Ferruccio Lamborghini's companies continue to operate today in one form or another. His son, Tonino, designs a collection of clothing and accessories under the Tonino Lamborghini brand, as well as designing the Town Life, an electric microcar which was revealed at the Bologna Motor Show in 1999. 32. Ferruccio's daughter, Patricia Lamborghini, runs the Lamborghini winery on his Umbria estate. In 1995, Ferruccio's son Tonino opened a museum that honors Lamborghini's legacy, the Centro Studi e Ricerche Ferruccio Lamborghini in Dosso, Ferrara, which was moved to Argelato, Bologna, in 2014 with the new name Ferruccio Lamborghini Museum. Ferruccio Lamborghini was played by Frank Grillo in the 2022 biographical film Lamborghini, the man behind the legend. The Lamborghini brand was founded by Ferruccio Lamborghini, who started off making tractors. However, his love for sports cars led him to challenge Enzo Ferrari, which resulted in the creation of Lamborghini. The company's cars are named after famous Spanish fighting bulls, as Ferruccio was inspired by the drama and power of bullfighting. The first model to receive a bull name was the Lamborghini Miura. In terms of design, Lamborghini draws inspiration from various sources, including fighter jets. The signature style of the Lamborghini body was initially designed by Filippo Perini, who was inspired by American F-22 and B-2 planes. He envisioned these planes while working on the Lamborghini Aventador. Overall, the video highlights the history and unique aspects of the Lamborghini brand, from its beginnings as a tractor manufacturer to its current position as a competitor to Ferrari. Lamborghini has released several models since 2018, including Aventador S Roadster, a convertible version of the Aventador S with a 6.5-liter V12 engine, producing 730 horsepower. Huracan Performante Spider, a convertible version of the Huracan Performante with a 5.2-liter V10 engine, producing 640 horsepower. Urus, a luxury SUV with a 4.0-liter V8 engine, producing 641 horsepower. Aventador SVJ, a track-focused version of the Aventador with a 6.5-liter V12 engine, producing 759 horsepower. Huracan Evo, a mid-cycle refresh of the Huracan with a 5.2-liter V10 engine, producing 630 horsepower. What unites these models is Lamborghini's focus on high performance and cutting-edge technology, as well as their distinctive and aggressive styling. Thank you for watching this video about Lamborghini. We hope you enjoyed learning about the history, design, and models of this iconic Italian sports car brand. If you liked this video, please support our channel by liking and subscribing. Stay tuned for more exciting content.